This is the all-new Lexus LX 600. It's based on the new Toyota Land Cruiser, so it should be one of the best off-roaders on sale. But it also comes with loads of posh features that could make it a match for the Mercedes G-Class. And in this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it. The new Lexus LX 600 looks striking, doesn't it? You're not going to forget that face in a hurry, are you? I know I say BMW has gone a bit overboard with grills lately, but this new LX is on another level. Just look at the size of that grille! But cars like this are all about getting noticed, and you can guarantee the LX will stand out in a car park full of Range Rovers and Mercedes G-Classes. It looks pretty similar to the new Toyota Land Cruiser from the side, which isn't a surprise. After all, they're pretty much the same car underneath the skin. But you can get the LX with some huge 22-inch alloy wheels, which are the biggest fitted to any new Lexus. And the new full-length rear light bar looks a lot more futuristic than the blocky rectangular brake lights you get on the new Toyota Land Cruiser. What do you think? Do you like the way this new Lexus looks, or do you reckon Toyota did a better job with the new Land Cruiser? Or maybe you prefer a G-Class instead? Lexus has given the new LX 600 a completely box-fresh cabin, which is a good thing because the old car's interior was starting to look pretty tired. After all, who still wants an analog clock in their cars these days? Well, apart from Rolls-Royce drivers, obviously. Anyhow, the new LX gets loads of flashy metal bits and some posh-looking unpolished wood trim, and you just know it's going to feel absolutely lovely as well. The dual-screen infotainment system looks pretty slick, with a 12-inch screen up top and a 7-inch screen below that. These come with modern graphics and new voice control features, but Lexus's infotainment technology isn't always the easiest to use in my opinion, so it's a good thing that you still get some physical controls underneath. The new Lexus LX 600 doesn't use one big metal shell for its body and chassis like the new Range Rover Defender. Instead, it has an old-school ladder frame chassis that holds the engine and the suspension, and a separate body that gets bolted on the top. This is exactly the same as the new Toyota Land Cruiser, obviously it's the same car, and is the same way Mercedes builds the new G-Class. It's basically a bit old-fashioned, well, for normal cars at least. But it's perfect for off-roading because this separate chassis makes it easier to fit solid axles and beefy suspension to deal with massive off-road bumps. The old Lexus LX 570 came with a massive 5.7-litre petrol V8, so it wasn't exactly economical, yet it wasn't all that powerful either. It only made 383 horsepower. In fact, that's the same as the new Toyota Supra makes, and that car only has a 3-litre straight six. Anyhow, this time round, Lexus has given the LX 600 a brand new petrol engine that's smaller, more efficient, and more powerful. So it's a win-win-win. It's a new 3.5-litre twin-turbo petrol V6 that makes 415 horsepower and 650 newton-meters of torque. That's around 30 horsepower and 107 newton-meters more than the old car with its huge, thirsty V8. You see, bigger isn't always better. That's what I keep telling my girlfriend. The new Lexus LX 600 comes with a new trim level called Ultra Luxury. Now this range-topping model gets tons of posh features, although they're mostly in the back for your rear passengers, not in the front for the driver. The best bits are the two individual chairs you get instead of a normal bench seat. They come with extra padding that's been designed to soak up unwanted vibrations, and each one has its own touchscreen mounted on the back of the front seats. There are special sunblinds that fold out the back doors, and extra air vents for the climate control in the roof. You can even press a button to move the front passenger seat forwards and recline the back seats by 48 degrees to give you a massive 1.1 meters of legroom. There's also a wireless charging pad in the center console, and this whole section has been given a coat of self-healing paint to hide any annoying scratches. Now, if you want to check out a car that's even more luxurious than this Lexus, click on the pop-out button in the top right-hand corner of the screen to watch my review of the Maybach GLS. Some of the features on that car will blow your mind. You'll also see how quick I managed to go in it on the Autobahn. Lexus makes some of the most comfortable cars on sale, and the new LX should be no exception. It comes with adaptive suspension as standard that can automatically adjust the position of each wheel to help stop the car from leaning too much in tight corners. You can also lower the car to make it easy to get in and out of, handy if you're short or you have a bit of a dodgy back. Or you can jack up the suspension 15mm higher than the old LX to drive over small boulders or large bumps without scratching your shiny new car. The new LX comes with plenty of off-roading kit to make sure you won't get stuck when you show it a couple of muddy puddles. For starters, it has a special metal guard for the undertray to protect the engine and gearbox from any jagged rocks. And it has a special crawl control feature that works like ultra-slow cruise control by using the brakes to stop the wheels spinning on a very slippy surface. There's also something called Multi-Terrain Select. This uses a load of sensors to detect if you're driving on dirt, sand, mud, rocks or deep snow, and it makes sure all the car's systems are set up to deal with it perfectly. It should also be ideal if you fancy doing some off-roading but you can't be bothered to read the owner's manual. You know, a bit like me. Although most people probably won't be doing any off-roading in their new Lexus LX anyway. They'll probably be spending a lot of time cruising around town trying to find a parking space that's big enough for this giant SUV. Well, Lexus has you covered in that area too, because there's another feature called the multi-terrain monitor. This shows a live video feed of the front wheels on the infotainment screen from 4 separate cameras mounted to the bumper and the front wings. It's supposed to help you squeeze past big rocks, but I reckon it'll be even better at keeping your 22-inch alloy wheels away from nasty curbs. Anyway, let's continue with the Lexus 600. You see, the engineers maybe spent too much time with the people who designed that grille, because they've gone a bit overboard with the car's gearbox. The old model had an 8-speed automatic, but the new car's gone for a crazy 10-speed auto instead. Now that sounds like overkill, but it actually makes a lot of sense in an off-roader. After all, you need those super low-range gears to crawl up steep slopes. And the new car's higher gears should help reduce emissions and fuel consumption when you're just cruising on the motorway. Okay, so you probably aren't too bothered about fuel economy if you're looking for a huge luxurious SUV like this. But you don't want to run out of fuel halfway across the Arabian desert now, do you? The new Lexus LX 600 should be so much better to drive than the old 570 because it's 200 kilograms lighter and its body is 20% stiffer. And reducing a car's weight improves pretty much everything from fuel economy to acceleration and handling. Actually, speaking of handling, Lexus has also developed a new LXF Sport model that gets a limited slip rear differential as standard. Now this is the sort of thing that you get on high-end sports cars, and it should make this massive LX feel a little bit sportier if you care about that sort of thing. However, the car's extra bits of safety tech will probably be more useful than that limited slip differential. You see, the new Lexus LX gets adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking, and pedestrian and cyclist detection, which should come in handy if you aren't used to driving a massive car through narrow streets. Actually, if you want to see me try to drive a gigantic car through a tiny village, click on the pop-out banner in the top right-hand corner of the screen to watch my Rolls-Royce Phantom review. The new Lexus LX 600 has mainly been designed for markets like the Middle East and Russia, a bit like the new Toyota Land Cruiser. But unlike the new Land Cruiser, which isn't going on sale in the US, you will be able to buy a new Lexus LX if you live in America. It'll go on sale early 2022 and probably set you back at least $90,000. But what about people in the United Kingdom and the rest of Europe? Well, unfortunately, Lexus has no plans to sell the car in those territories. But maybe they'll change their mind if enough people want to buy it. In fact, if you want Lexus to bring the new LX to Europe, like the pinned comment I'll put below this video. And maybe if enough of you comment or like on it, Lexus might change its mind. You never know.